Brothers and sisters, welcome back to the Behaviour Revolution. My name's Mark, and it's a pleasure to be with you tonight. It was a beautiful sunset out there before, absolutely glorious up here on the tablelands. And tonight I've got something very important to talk to you about. Yahusha wants to continue talking to his bride. And tonight he wants to talk about the old man of religion. That stinking dirty old man that is religion. So we're going to start with Colossians chapter 3, verse 3 to 5, which says, "Therefore, put to death your members, which are on the earth, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of gain, which is idolatry." Which is what? Idolatry. So you're telling me that whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of gain is idolatry? Yes, it's idolatry. Did you realize that this behavior is actually idolatry? Because it's all behavior, isn't it? Well, that's what we're here for, to talk about behavior. What else is there to talk about? It's the only real thing in our day. It's the only real thing to glean from Scripture, how we are to live, what kind of lifestyle, what our behavior is to be. So therefore, put to death your members which are on the earth. Put them to death. And these are all behaviors: whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, and greed of gain. It's all idolatry. Did you realize that this behavior is actually idolatry? I mean, we all want to talk about the pagan customs of, the pagan roots of popular culture. We always want to talk about Christmas and Easter and Valentine's and all those things. Oh, that's pagan, we don't do that. What about this? What about behavior? What about your day-to-day behavior? This is why the wrath of Yahuwah is coming. This is why the wrath of Yahuwah is coming on every son who is disobedient to these instructions. We know this because of the way we used to walk and what a struggle we had. Look back. Would you want to be outside of the covenant? I mean, we might be enduring trials and tribulations and pressures and persecutions, and we count it all joy. Don't be surprised, be joyful. But would you want to be out of it? Would you want to go back and be how you used to be? We know that the wrath is coming on every son. We know this because of the way we used to walk and what a struggle we had. We know it in our heart. Verse 8 to 10 says, "Now also put off all of these." So not only the behaviors before, put off all these as well. Displeasure, wrath, evil, blasphemy, filthy talk from your mouth. Do not lie to each other, since you have put off the old man with his practices, and have put on the new one, who is renewed in knowledge, according to the likeness of him who created him. Yes, we're renewed in knowledge, but have we put off the old man? Have we truly put off the... This is what I want to look at tonight, brothers and sisters. Isn't this amazing? Amazing. So not only do we have to put off whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, greed of grain, we have to put off displeasure. Being displeased. I wouldn't have thought that was idolatry, would you? Being displeased, showing that you are displeased with something. Displeasure, wrath, that's anger. Anger is idolatry. Evil, blasphemy, filthy talk from your mouth. You've got to put all this off, brothers and sisters. This is the real nitty-gritty day-to-day behaviours, the reality of our life, brothers and sisters. This is what we have to put off. Do you want to go this real? A lot of people don't. They just want to stop, build a little wall around their teachings and beliefs and stop there. We want to keep going, don't we? So, put off these things. Do not lie to each other, since you have put off the old man with his practices, and have put on the whole new one, who is renewed in knowledge according to the likeness of him who created him. These scriptures and many others talk about our old man. They talk about our old man, which is staked to the bottom of the waters at our immersion. Our old man is staked at the bottom of the waters at our immersion. And we need to read the whole chapter of Colossians 3 for a fuller understanding. We can see by the above text in Colossians 3 to 10, exactly what this old man is. This old man is the wickedness indwelling in our being and behaviour. What is it? What is the old man? It's wickedness indwelling our being and our behaviour. Described in verse 3 to 10. Even though our old man is staked, so our old man is staked, we get immersed, go into the water, our old man dies. It's staked. It's at the bottom of the water. But even though our old man is staked, we still have bad habits. We still have bad behaviours that are undesirable to Yahusha and need perfecting after our immersion. So it doesn't stop at your immersion. Deliverance is an ongoing process. He that endures to the end shall be delivered. How can you be delivered through endurance if you're already delivered back here? Well, we've put off the old man. We've put on a new knowledge. We've been delivered legally. Yahusha paid the price. We're washed in his blood. Yes, it's wonderful. It's all legal. It's all done. But we still have all these hideous bad behaviours that we have to put off that are idolatry. So, once you get over the fact that Christmas and Easter and Valentine's and birthday, once you get over that, you can stop going on about it. We're over that now. We don't do it. It's fine. Let's come closer to home, brothers and sisters. Look in the mirror and look at the behaviours we have to our children, to our spouses, to our clients, to our customers, to the people we see during the day, to our employees, to our employers. The behaviour we have when we've taken off our nice little religious hat and gone into our day, how do we truly behave? That's what we're dealing with today, brothers and sisters, the old man. So even though the old man is staked, we still have bad habits that are undesirable to Yahusha and need perfecting after our immersion. Colossians 3 tells us to put to death any of this behaviour. Put to death any of this behaviour. Remember what the behaviour was? Whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, greed of gain. It's all idolatry. And also displeasure, unhappiness, wrath, evil, anger, blasphemy, filthy talk from your mouth. Do not lie to each other. So we have to put off all these behaviours, brothers and sisters. Who are the ones who have to change their behaviour? Who are the ones that have to change their behaviour? Of course, we are the ones that have to do this by the power invested in us through the set-apart Spirit. We have to do that. We get a down payment of the Ruach inside us, the Spirit in us, gives us power to stop doing these things. We actually have to kill, destroy, and put to death the behaviours we previously had before immersion. We have to do that through his power, through his leading, through his guiding, through him bringing things to our attention that he doesn't like, through flogging, disciplining, rebuking, chastising. But we actually have to do it. We actually have to kill and destroy, put to death the behaviours we previously had before immersion, which we prided ourselves in, didn't we? We prided ourselves in the arrogance, in the possibly violent behaviour, in the things we used to get up to, the things we used to get away with. We used to pride ourselves in these things. But we got to put them to death now. All new believers should be told from the very beginning about these instructions. Otherwise, they will be subjected to punishment from Yahusha. And that's in Hebrews 12, 5 to 11. The flogging, the rebuking, the chastising, the disciplining. And that can go on for years and years and years until you learn the lessons. You wonder why you're still miserable. You wonder why you're still not happy and not uplifted. It's because you're not controlling your thoughts. It's because you're not putting to death the old man. Yes, the old man was put to death legally. It's at the bottom of the water. But we practically, physically have to work our deliverance. Take that down payment that's in us and practice the behaviour. Bring it forth as fruit in our day. We have to do that. Not because we're stepping out taking control of our lives, not because we are taking the focus off Yahusha. We're doing it for Yahusha because we love our bridegroom and we want to do this for him because of everything he's done for us and is still doing for us. We want to respond in kind and make him happy, not for anything that we gain, though we do gain a lot. We're protected, we're blessed, we are looked after. He walks before us, clearing the way before us. But that's not why we do it. We do it because we love him. We do it out of love. The old man of religion. The old man. So we're going deeper now. The old man is not just the wicked behaviour here. The old man of religion is the big problem of this world. The old man of religion is the big problem in this world. He stands in the doorway. Who? Religion. Stands in the doorway to Yahusha. So you've got people coming through and you've got a doorway to Yahusha because Yahusha is the door. And the name of Yahuwah is the key to open the door. So once you've got the key and you know the door and you want to go through the door, then you've got the stinking, filthy, dirty, downright stinking religion in the way. Standing in the doorway of Yahusha, trying to divert those entering with false teaching. He will not enter himself, religion, but captivates others, trying to enter by saying they do not have to suffer hardship. This perfect lie has captivated many unawares. That was amazing. I'll read that again. The old man of religion is the big problem of this world. He stands in the doorway to Yahusha, trying to divert those entering with false teachings. He will not enter himself, but captivates others trying to enter by saying they do not have to suffer hardship. This perfect lie has captivated many unawares. He will not enter himself. What happens if you enter? What is entering? What is the door? Yahusha is the door. What are you entering into? You are entering into deliverance. You are entering into being put onto a path of redemption, being perfected, overcoming all the old man, these filthy behaviours. Not so you can learn a whole heap of catechetical knowledge. Not even so you can make focus your learning of scriptural knowledge. That is not the focus. The focus is deliverance. The focus is healing. Everybody needs to know that they can be healed. You can teach them principles in scripture, but the hope one day is that they will want to know where it comes from. The healing power comes through Yahusha, his name, his blood, his ruach. So they won't go through that door. They just want to play church, play religion. Behaviour revolution is lifting the veil of religion. That's what we're doing. And I don't care if you're Christian, Jewish, Messianic, Nazarene. Behaviour revolution is lifting the veil on all religion, religious behaviour, lifting that veil so that those called can see clearly to make the right adjustments to their behaviour. Make the right adjustments to your behaviour to overcome this world and please Yahusha. Isn't that what we all want at the end of the day? To have him pleased with us, to have him say, well done, good and trustworthy servant. That's what we all want, isn't it? To make the wedding feast, to make the first resurrection. Everything in Torah teaches about our behaviour. Everything in Torah teaches about our behaviour. Everything in this world is judged according to its rules of behaviour. Not your knowledge, not your gifts, not your talents, not your abilities, your behaviour. Everything in this world is judged according to its rules of behaviour. And you've got to behave by the rules. What are the rules? Behaviour revolution has brought forth 3 rules that are scripture. We're not adding or subtracting to the scripture. They are scripture. They're just put in colloquial terms, but they are scripture. 3 rules, and I'll tell them later. We need the ruach and the name of Yahusha to perfect the bride. We need the ruach and the name of Yahusha to perfect the bride. In verse 3 and verse 5, we can see that certain behaviours are idolatry. And we know, this is good, certain behaviours are idolatry, and we know that behind every idol there is an unclean spirit, prompting wicked behaviour. So, all those behaviours I mentioned at the top there, whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, greed of gain, displeasure, letting people know you're not amused, you're not pleased with that, I'm not being amused, that's not funny, I don't like that. Displeasure, wrath, anger, being angry at people, evil, blasphemy, filthy talk from your mouth, lying to each other. All that is idolatrous behaviour. And what is behind every idol? An unclean spirit, prompting wicked behaviour. So, this is the test Yahusha gives his bride to change her behaviour to Torah obedience. This is the test Yahusha gives his bride to change her behaviour to Torah obedience. So if we have any of those behaviours that are in there, and we all have them, it's idolatry. So do you feel Yahusha's hot branding iron coming a bit closer to home? It's a constant moving forward. It's a constant walking. The sheep are always walking to greener and greener pastures all the time. You don't just stop. You don't just follow a teacher and, set up an established mint. You don't just do that. You've got to keep moving forward, listening to his voice, following the cloud, following the fire. If we have any of those idolatrous behaviours, that's idolatry. It's as the sin of witchcraft. The old man is hiding. Our old man is hiding behind a behaviour. Our old man, the man that Yahusha, the old man that Yahusha impaled, staked at the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of our waters at immersion, he did his part. We have to do our part. That old man is still lingering in us. Bad habits of behaviour. It's still there, it's still lingering. That old man is a demon. Demon doesn't have a D on the end. A demon. That old man is a demon. And your behaviour can either be demonic or Ruach inspired. There's only two options. Your behaviour can either be demonic or Ruach inspired. And that's exactly what the old man of religion won't tell us. That's sneaky. He won't tell us. They will not tell us that there is a way out of the sinful, wicked behaviour, that you can be free, that you can be happy, you can be uplifted, high, joyous. Religion won't tell you that. But behaviour evolution is lifting the veil on all that wicked behaviour because we don't want it and Yahusha hates it. So we're telling you straight, brothers and sisters, this is where Yahusha's going now. We were talking the other day and this totally blew the top off my mind, and it's been a real deliverance for me. I know we say all the time, I feel delivered, yeah, great. But this really delivered me from so much religious bondage of thinking I had to be someone, thinking that I had to meet someone who was exactly like-minded, thinking that the clients had to be treated. Everything in my life just made sense when I heard this. We were sitting around having lunch and Christopher heard something. He said to me, the words you speak keep you safe. The words you speak keep you safe. The words you speak keep you safe. Safe from what? Because remember, the wheat is hiding. The bride is hiding behind all the weeds. Yeah? The weeds of religion, the weeds of the world, the weeds of everybody. The bride is hiding. She's hidden. No one can see her. She's just watching. She's not religious anymore. She doesn't have religious behaviour. So all the Messianics and Nazarene, even those who use Yahusha's name, they're all out there having a certain behaviour, drawing attention to themselves. They think they're doing it for Yahusha, but they're just drawing attention to themselves. They look like total whack jobs. It's ridiculous behaviour. We don't want to be like that. Yahusha's bride doesn't want that. Yahusha's bride is being very careful with the words she speaks. Because you see, religion has coated everything to do with scripture I don't have it on me. Religion has coated all the gems of Scripture with this hard, crusty shell, barnacles, and hideous, wicked, crusty crap and rubbish. They've taken the pure, beautiful, uplifting, amazing words of Yahusha and encrusted it with all this religious garb, religious knowledge, religious behaviour. It's all hidden now. Everything is hidden. And I believe that's possibly how Yahusha wants it. Because when you come out of religion and you start breaking off the hard, crusty bits and you read the pure word for what it really is, the Ruach inside you, Yahusha, you and Yahusha, he interprets the living word for you. He reveals the gems to you. And this is one of the gems that was revealed today about the old man. The old man is a demon. The old man is religion. The old man is those wicked habits that are clinging to us, that want us to stay the way we were, even though we've been legally cleansed, even though the old man has been officially impaled at the bottom. We still have to practically do the behaviour, overcome, to receive the reward, to be delivered at the end. So, the words you speak can either be religious, the words you speak can either be scripture, the words you speak can be ridiculous, religious, throwing scriptures around all the time. In this day and age, nobody wants to hear about scriptures in this day and age because the scriptures have been wrecked and ruined by religion. Nobody wants to know about them. So shut your face. Shut up about it. Otherwise, all the stuff that comes upon you, all the ridicule, all the looks that you get from people, all the persecution, you call it persecution, all the hardship you endure is because of the words you've spoken. The words you speak keep you safe. The words you speak keep you safe. You've got to be cunning as a snake and gentle as a dove. Cunning as a snake. Wooing people through your love, through the looks, through your eyes, through gentleness, through kindness, through a soft heart, keeping your heart soft and open to people, no matter what you endure, no matter what heartaches, suffering, catastrophes you go through. You keep Yahusha at the very center, just in that little bit there. He's right in there, pulsing through your heart, and you won't give him up for nobody or nothing. You won't succumb to the idolatry, because he is what empowers your whole heart, your whole vessel, your whole being. He is what enables you to love, to give the loving kindness all the time. He's what, and when you give that love, if it gets mistreated, if it gets abused, if it gets mocked, if your heart just feels like it's broken and shattered, he's still there. He is your anchor. He is your foundation, and he can heal your heart very, very quickly, and you can move on. You don't have to be upset and cold-hearted. Don't let your love go cold, like it says in Revelation. Because if you let your love grow cold, you go into lawlessness, and we don't want that. Don't be hard-hearted. Don't be callous. Don't be, bitter and jaded. Don't be that. Keep moving forward, brothers and sisters. And this is how you do it. The words you speak, so cunning and clever, but gentle and kind, loving kindness. The words you speak keep you safe. Safe from what? Not just safe from harm, safe from doubt. Safe from doubt. And doubt is the opposite of trust. Trusting Yahusha for everything in your life. Every financial transaction, everything you do in your business, in your home, with your children, with your spouse, trust him for everything. Everything that's going on, every facet of your life, you can trust him. But if you step out and say silly things, religious things, even things that you think the scripture is telling you to do, to go out there and do this, to go out there and make, to go out there and be, to go out there. If you go out there and do that in the wrong way, the words you speak won't keep you safe. But the words you speak can keep you safe from harm. The words you speak can keep you safe, protected from being in doubt. Because when you're doubting something, particularly Yahusha and what he's doing in your life, you feel dead, you feel down, you feel depressed. And that's exactly how the demon, the unclean spirits, the old man wants to keep you. Because when you get into that place, you start revisiting the list of all the old sins that you had before. And remember, all those sins have to be purged. The old man has to be purged. You have to do it, brothers and sisters. So, I want to encourage you with this, to keep going forward, brothers and sisters. Keep moving forward. Your old man has to be impaled practically, physically, every single day. You have a choice. You are the chooser who you're going to let. Old man or new man? Unclean spirits, ruach inspired. Demonic, if we have any of those behaviours, it's idolatry. The old man is hiding behind a behaviour. The old man is a demon. Our behaviour can be either demonic or ruach inspired. Demonic or ruach inspired. Remember, we think in our heart. Our heart is fueled by the thoughts we think. So is it demonic? And whatever is in our hearts we're going to do, say, be, behave. So is it demonic inspired or is it ruach inspired? There's only two influences. There's only two choices. And you are the chooser. You are more than overcomers. We can be that. So that really affected me when we talked about that last week. It's really lifted me out. I'm actually enjoying my life for the first time ever. Not because I know where it's going. I mean, I've got rules and orders and disciplines, but I don't know where life's going. I don't need to know where life's going. I don't know who I'm going to end up with. I'm single now. I'm obviously looking for a partner somewhere. I don't know who it's going to be. I know it doesn't have to be a Nazarene believer, because look at all them. Look at what they're going on with. It doesn't have to be that. It just has to be loving kindness. It has to be genuine love and respect for one another. I'm not religious anymore. I'm free. And I don't have to be afraid of black clouds in the future just because there's been some before. I don't have to be afraid of relationships failing. I don't have to be afraid of people hurting me or devastating me or taking my heart and hurting me. I don't have to worry about that anymore, because who's in there? Yahusha. Yahusha's in there. So, brothers and sisters, I hope you feel this word was just amazing to me today. I just found it so powerful, because we've read those scriptures. How many times have we read those scriptures before? We have to put to death all those things. We have to put to death our members. Yeah. We have to put to death our members. We have to stop whoring, uncleanness. But did you know that it's all idolatry? It's all displeasing. It doesn't make Yahusha happy. And when you don't make Yahusha happy, you don't feel happy, because Yahusha is the source of your happiness. Did you know that? When he's not happy, he lets you know. And it could be a little tap on the shoulder and you feel a bit out of sorts. Or it could be a massive cat of nine tails wrapped around your throat, down your back, flogging and flogging and flogging, depending on the severity of what you're doing and how stubborn you are and how long you've refused to give it up. So we've all felt that, brothers and sisters. And so we are the chooser. We have to put all this off. So be encouraged, brothers and sisters. You have the power to do it. This isn't a heavy teaching. This is an uplifting teaching. Everything Yahusha gives us is wonderful and uplifting. Just see the point and move forward. If you want to sit there and pick out the words I've said and, I don't know about that, I don't know about this, I don't know how my Nazarene fellowship with Nazarene fellowship, please. Yeah, why not? I'll go there. The Nazarene movement. What is the Nazarene movement? Show me the Nazarene movement in Scripture, brothers and sisters. We're only talking about this today, and I'm sure more will come. It's just a seed thought for now. The Nazarene movement is ridiculous. It's nowhere in Scripture. And the one or two times that word is used, they weren't calling themselves that. Yes, the original Hebrew word means Nazarene, branches, guardians, watchmen, we know that that's what it means. But that's not in Scripture. We are engrafted into the commonwealth of Yisrael. That's scripturally what we're engrafted into, not the sect of the Nazarene. Just because they accused Paul of doing that doesn't mean that that's what they went around calling themselves. They weren't interested in sects. They weren't interested in movements. They weren't interested in groups and labels. They were interested in one person and one person only, Yahusha. Because most of them had walked and seen what he'd done. Seen the power, laser beams through his eyes, felt his love. That's all they were interested in, Yahusha. They didn't care what you called them. They didn't care if they were persecuted. They counted it joy. We are engrafted into the nation, into the commonwealth of Yisrael. So all this modern day Nazarene hoo-ha that's going on, it's not even relevant, brothers and sisters. We're not called to form a sect. We're not called to start a movement. We're called to be in relationship with Yahusha, to be hearing his voice, not being part of some religious movement. And it is a religious movement, and you've got to come out of it if you are going to do what Scripture says and come out from among her, because that same spirit that's in Christianity, in the Jewish mindset that's in the Messianic, is now in the Nazarene as well. It's all religious behaviour, and I feel so amazing that I have come out of it. I don't have to be teacher, preacher, pastor, rabbi. I don't have to be any of that stuff. I'm not called to be that. I'm called to be Mark. That's all I'm called to be. Mark with Yahusha inside. To hear his voice and respond accordingly. What's the purpose of my life? What is the reason I'm on this earth? To overcome. To put to death my members which are on this earth, because they're the things that are unpleasing to Yahusha. Because I'll tell you what, if you can overcome that, if you can overcome whoring, uncleanness, passion, evil desire, greed of gain, if you can overcome displeasure, wrath, evil, blasphemy, filthy talk, lying, if you can overcome those things, how much more will you feel Yahusha? How much more uplifted and happy will you be? There's joy on the other side of this journey, brothers and sisters. So I hope you found this as amazing as I have. The words you speak can keep you safe. You don't have to speak all that religious garb anymore. You don't have to go out there and convert the world. You don't have to do it. And anybody that tells you otherwise is misinterpreting the Scriptures. I'm sorry. I love you though, and I'm thoroughly enjoying where Yahusha's taking us. So we want more. Yeah. So that's all that's coming to me right now, brothers and sisters. I will post this, Christopher's article, online very shortly, and you can read it if you want to go through the Scripture yourself. Read the whole of Colossians 3. It's phenomenal. I love you, brothers and sisters. Keep going and destroy, put to death your members, and put off that stinking, dirty, downright old man. Catch us later. Bye-bye.